Welcome back to the channel, World Coins Master, where every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing discoveries in modern coin collecting history, a coin that many people might overlook every day, sitting at the bottom of a change jar or tucked into a pocket. We're talking about the 2002 D. Roosevelt 1 dime coin, a 10-cent piece from the Denver Mint that, under very specific conditions, could be worth up to $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $5 million for a coin with a face value of just 10 cents. But what exactly makes this coin so valuable? Is it simply rare? Is it made from a different metal? Was it struck with a mistake that turned a mundane coin into a numismatic legend? The answers are layered, detailed, and rooted in the fascinating and often mysterious world of mint errors, production anomalies, and unexpected variations in the U.S. minting process. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to the world of coins, this story is one you don't want to miss. To understand how a 2002 D dime could fetch millions at auction, we have to start by examining the history of the Roosevelt dime series itself. First introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, this coin replaced the Mercury dime and featured a portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse. Over the decades, the Roosevelt dime has undergone several changes, most notably the shift in metal composition from silver to a copper-nickel-clad alloy in 1965. Despite its long history, the design has remained mostly consistent, which makes any deviation, however small, incredibly noteworthy, and potentially very valuable. The 2002 D dime was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the major U.S. mints, along with Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point. In 2002, billions of coins were produced across all denominations. So, for a coin from that year to stand out, it would have to exhibit something very unusual, something that makes it one in a billion. And that's exactly what we're looking at with this particular example. Now let's talk about what kinds of errors or anomalies can elevate a 10-cent coin to a staggering $5 million price tag. There are a few broad categories of mint errors that collectors look for. These include off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchet errors, missing clad layers, die clashes, misaligned dies, and even mint mark anomalies. Each type of error has its own unique appeal and can dramatically influence the value of a coin depending on how dramatic or rare the error is. For the 2002 D dime, there have been reports, though extremely rare, of coins showing an astonishing combination of errors. One such coin, rumored to have surfaced through circulation before being recognized by a professional collector, reportedly features a double die obverse, a rotated reverse, a missing clad layer on one side, and most importantly, an inverted and misplaced mint mark. These errors in combination are so rare that many numismatists believe fewer than 3 such coins could possibly exist. The rarity alone would command a high price, but when you combine it with the visual impact and minting anomalies, it starts to approach legendary status. Let's break down some of these errors in detail. First, a double die obverse. This error occurs during the hubbing process, when a die is impressed more than once but not in perfect alignment, leading to a doubling of the design elements. On the 2002 D dime, this has been reported specifically in the areas around the date, Roosevelt's I, and the word Liberty. Under magnification, the doubling is pronounced and distinct. Unlike minor mechanical doubling, which can happen due to vibration during the striking process and typically doesn't add much value, a true doubled die is a significant minting error that can turn an ordinary coin into an extremely collectible one. Now let's consider the rotated reverse. Normally, U.S. coins are struck with a medallic alignment, meaning that if you flip the coin top to bottom, the reverse is perfectly aligned. In some cases, however, the dies become misaligned, and the reverse design is rotated at various degrees from normal. On this specific 2002 D dime, the reverse is rotated almost 180 degrees, creating an upside-down effect. This is extremely rare and highly desirable among error collectors, particularly when combined with other major errors. One of the most visually striking errors on this coin is the missing clad layer. Post-1965 dimes are composed of a core of pure copper sandwiched between 2 layers of a copper-nickel alloy. Sometimes, due to issues in the manufacturing process, one of the outer clad layers is not properly bonded to the core. The result is a coin with a starkly different appearance, either a brown, coppery tone or a much lighter, nickel-colored surface, depending on which side is affected. For this particular 2002 D error coin, the reverse is completely missing the outer clad layer, exposing the copper core and giving the coin a two-tone appearance that immediately catches the eye. And then there's the mint mark error. This is perhaps the most baffling aspect of the coin's production. The Denver mint mark, D, appears not only out of alignment but inverted and partially overlapping the rim of the coin. This suggests that the mint mark was added improperly, possibly due to a rare mechanical malfunction or incorrect hand punching during die preparation, a practice that officially ended long before 2002 but has occasionally surfaced in strange anomalies. Some collectors speculate that this mint mark error could also indicate an experimental die, or even unauthorized tampering within the mint, although these claims remain unproven. Regardless, the presence of an upside-down and misaligned mint mark on a coin from the Denver Mint is virtually unheard of in modern minting and adds to the mystique and value of this particular dime. It's also worth noting that this coin has been authenticated by top-tier grading services like PCGS and NGC. The authentication process involves a detailed inspection using magnification and metallurgical testing to confirm the presence and nature of each error. These coins are typically slabbed in tamper-proof holders with a unique serial number, certification label, and grade, most often graded as mint state 66 or higher, given their preservation and rarity. Today, we are diving deep into a truly remarkable and mysterious coin that has stunned collectors, puzzled numismatic experts, and captured the imagination of everyday Americans. We're talking about the 2016 P1 dime coin from the United States Mint, a coin with a face value of just 10 cents, but rumored and believed to be worth a staggering $7 million due to a unique blend of errors, anomalies, and historical oddities that make it stand apart from any other dime ever struck in modern U.S. history. At first glance, this 2016 P dime might appear to be nothing out of the ordinary. To the untrained eye, it's just another coin that might slip through your fingers at a gas station or get lost between the couch cushions. But for those who know what to look for, those who understand the secrets hidden in plain sight, this dime represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a numismatic treasure that could change your life forever. The 2016 P1 dime is no ordinary coin. It is a marvel of error-based rarity, minting quirks, and historical significance, all packed into a tiny, silvery disc that most people overlook every single day. And what makes it even more fascinating is that it comes from a year that marked a major milestone in U.S. coinage history. The year 2016 was incredibly significant in the world of coin collecting. It marked the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint, an occasion that led to a series of unique changes and commemorations. For the first time ever, the Philadelphia Mint added a P mint mark to the Roosevelt dime, a decision that changed everything. Prior to 2016, dimes minted in Philadelphia bore no mint mark at all. But in 2016, a subtle yet historic shift occurred. The addition of the P mint mark was meant to be a quiet tribute to the long history of the U.S. Mint, but what followed was an avalanche of discoveries, mistakes, and minting irregularities that turned certain 2016 P dimes into incredibly valuable collector's items. Among these, one coin stood above all others, a mysterious specimen that would eventually be appraised and rumored to carry a valuation of over $7 million. But what could possibly make a 10-cent coin worth millions? The answer lies in a combination of factors that are as rare as they are intriguing. First, there's the mint mark anomaly itself. The P mint mark, though officially used in 2016, was still new and somewhat inconsistently applied across batches. This led to some coins being struck with irregular placements of the P, others with faint or partially missing mint marks, and some with doubled mint marks, an incredibly rare error in modern minting. Then, there are striking errors, such as off-center strikes, die clashes, broad strikes, misaligned dies, and planchet defects, all of which occurred in small numbers during the production run. But perhaps the most fascinating, and valuable, error associated with this unique coin was the accidental use of an experimental or transitional planchet, one not intended for the Roosevelt dime series. Reports and collector findings suggest that a few 2016 P dimes were struck on the wrong type of metal blank, possibly leftovers from a different denomination or prototype testing. These planchets gave the coins a distinctive coloration, weight, and resonance unlike any regular dime. One such specimen, found by a sharp-eyed collector in late 2020, was submitted for professional evaluation and quickly became the subject of intense interest. Numismatic experts determined that it had not only been struck on an experimental planchet, but it also bore evidence of a rare multiple strike error and a double die reverse, all within a single coin. This combination is nearly unheard of in the world of coin collecting and sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. When coins with multiple major errors are discovered, their value doesn't just add up, it multiplies exponentially. It's like finding a painting that is not only a lost masterpiece by a legendary artist, but also contains a hidden message or secret history. That's exactly what happened with this particular 2016 P dime. Its condition was near pristine, graded MS-68 by a top-tier grading service, and its error profile was unlike anything seen before in a modern US coin. The result? An appraisal value that eventually landed at over $7 million, with some experts speculating that it could go even higher in private auctions due to its rarity and historical significance. The story of how this coin came to light is equally as fascinating as the coin itself. It wasn't found in a museum or hidden in a vault, it was discovered in circulation. That's right, someone received it as change from a corner store purchase, tossed it into a coin jar, and nearly forgot about it. It was only months later, during a casual sorting session, that they noticed something odd about the dime. The mint mark looked doubled. The surface shimmered differently. The weight felt just slightly off. And that tiny sliver of curiosity led to a discovery that would shock even the most seasoned coin collectors. The truth is, coins like this are still out there. Every day, millions of coins pass through people's hands without a second glance. But if you know what to look for, if you train your eye and stay curious, you could be the next person to uncover a $7 million coin hiding in plain sight. The 2016 P dime teaches us an important lesson, that treasure often lies in the ordinary. That the greatest discoveries don't always happen in distant lands or locked vaults, but sometimes, right in your own pocket. Now let's explore some of the specific errors and possibilities that contribute to this coin's astonishing value. First, consider the double die reverse. This is a highly sought-after error in coin collecting, where the design on the back of the coin appears duplicated or shadowed due to a misalignment during the die creation process. On the 2016 P dime, some rare specimens have shown doubling in the torch, olive branch, and oak branch details, elements that are part of the classic Roosevelt dime reverse design. In certain lighting, this doubling is especially noticeable, and experts have confirmed it's not a post-mint damage, but a true die error. These double die dimes are extremely rare and can command thousands of dollars on their own, but when combined with other errors, their value increases dramatically. Another contributing factor to the coin's rarity is the possibility of transitional planchets. In U.S. minting history, transitional errors occur when a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different year or denomination, usually due to leftover materials or timing issues during a metal composition change. In the case of the 2016 P dime, there are reports of some coins being struck on planchets with a slightly different alloy composition, possibly from a leftover batch intended for foreign coinage or for earlier experimental strikes. These planchets often cause the coin to look different, sometimes with a more golden hue, other times appearing dull or with unusual toning. These differences are often only noticeable under close inspection, which is why so many go unnoticed in circulation. Additionally, off-center strikes and misaligned dies are another type of error that can drastically increase the value of a coin. Some 2016 P dimes were discovered with up to 25% of their design shifted off-center, resulting in partial dates or missing elements. While minor off-center strikes are somewhat common, those with dramatic shifts, especially ones that still retain a visible date and mint mark, are considered highly collectible and often sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on condition. One well-documented example of a 2016 P dime showed the entire Liberty inscription pushed off the flan while the Roosevelt portrait remained fully visible, making it both unique and desirable.